Last year, our combined income hit $200,000 for the first time. I thought we had finally made it. We had nothing in savings.
Not nothing. We had $400 in a joint account and about $1,200 scattered across two separate checking accounts we forgot to consolidate.
I remember sitting at my desk in December, doing the math on what we earned that year, and genuinely feeling sick to my stomach about it.
We were not irresponsible people. We both had good jobs, no gambling habits, no crazy debt, and yet the money just disappeared every single month.
I blamed our lifestyle. I thought we were just spending too much on restaurants, vacations, and things we did not need. Cut the fun, fix the problem.
I disagreed completely. I pulled up our bank statements and the numbers told a different story. Our discretionary spending was not the issue at all.
That was a real argument. I was convinced we were just being careless with money, and Olivia kept pointing at spreadsheets like that was going to prove anything.
The spreadsheets proved everything. Our restaurant and entertainment spending for the entire year was $7,400. That sounds like a lot until you compare it to everything else.
She had a point, but I was not ready to hear it yet. I kept thinking if we just stopped eating out, everything would magically get better somehow.
Meanwhile, our housing costs, car payments, insurance, and subscriptions were quietly consuming over 74% of our take-home pay every single month without us noticing.
That number destroyed me when I finally accepted it. 74%. That left us 26 cents of every dollar for food, fun, and any kind of saving.
Which is why today we are going to walk you through exactly what was draining us, what we changed, and what we wish someone had told us sooner.
Let me take you back to 2021. I was earning $94,000 a year. Olivia was at $88,000. Together, that was $182,000, and we felt genuinely wealthy for the first time.
So we made the decisions that felt logical at that income level. We upgraded our apartment to $2,850 a month. We each leased newer cars. It felt earned.
My lease was $487 a month. Olivia's was $412. That is $899 a month just in car payments before gas, insurance, or a single parking ticket.
Our car insurance combined was $340 a month because of the lease requirements, so our total transportation cost was sitting at $1,239 every single month without us ever adding it up.
We never added it up. That is the honest truth. We looked at each expense individually and thought it seemed fine. We never looked at the total picture together.
That is called lifestyle creep, and it does not feel like creep. It feels like progress. Every upgrade felt justified because our income had genuinely increased significantly.
And then in 2022, we both got raises. I jumped to $103,000. Olivia hit $97,000. Now we were at $200,000 combined, and we celebrated by upgrading even more things.
We added a gym membership at $180 a month, a meal kit service at $140 a month, and started taking 2 real vacations a year, averaging $4,800 each trip.
Every single decision felt completely reasonable in isolation. A nice gym, good food at home, a real vacation. These are not crazy things for a household earning $200,000.
But here is what our actual take-home looked like after federal taxes, state taxes, and benefits. We were bringing home roughly $11,400 a month combined. That was our real number.
Lesson 1 is what we call the invisible fixed cost trap. Every lifestyle upgrade we made was a recurring cost. None of them were one-time purchases we could just reverse easily.
Fixed costs are brutal because they do not require any decision-making. They just leave your account automatically. You never choose to spend that money again after the first commitment.
Our fixed costs every month were $2,850 rent, $899 car payments, $340 insurance, $180 gym, $140 meal kit, and $310 in various subscriptions we had collected over 3 years.
That is $4,719 a month in fixed costs before a single meal, a single tank of gas, or one utility bill, out of $11,400 take home. Do that math with me.
We had $6,681 left after fixed costs. Sounds fine, right? Then add $420 in utilities, $680 in groceries, $360 in gas. Now we're down to $5,221 for everything else.
Minimum retirement contributions took another $800. Student loan payments were $590 combined. That left us $3,831 for dining, clothes, entertainment, gifts, home items, and any kind of savings.
$3,800 sounds like real money until you realize that is what two adults have left after all necessary expenses in a $200,000 income household every month.
And here's lesson 2. We were not saving first. We were saving what was left. That is the single most expensive financial habit most high earners have and never fix.
I thought saving what was left was fine because we earned good money. I figured whatever remained after living life would just accumulate over time. It did not accumulate at all.
Saving what is left is not a saving strategy. It is a spending strategy with a different name. You will always find ways to spend whatever is sitting in your account.
This is where I have to admit I was completely wrong about something. I kept defending our lifestyle because I felt we had earned it. That thinking was genuinely costing us thousands.
Ryan genuinely believed that earning more meant we deserved to spend more. That is not wrong as a feeling, but it becomes a trap when it prevents any wealth building at all.
Every time Olivia brought up automating savings, I found a reason to delay it. The car needs new tires, we have a trip coming up, we'll start properly next month.
Next month is the most expensive phrase in personal finance. We delayed automating our savings for 14 months with that exact logic. At our income level, that cost us roughly $19,000.
$19,000. That's what 14 months of next month actually cost in missed savings. That number changed something in me when she showed me the calculation on paper.
Lesson 3 is about what we call the income identity problem. When your income rises significantly, your identity shifts. You start seeing certain spending as just who you are now.
I stopped thinking of the $180 gym as an expense. It became part of my identity as someone who takes health seriously. That mental shift made it invisible to me financially.
We both had expenses like that, things that felt like values rather than choices. And values are very hard to audit because cutting them feels like cutting a piece of yourself.
The gym, the meal kits, the nicer apartment, I had wrapped my entire sense of self around all of it. Questioning any of it felt like questioning whether we had actually succeeded.
Which is exactly why high earners stay broke. The spending is not reckless, it is identity-driven. And nobody tells you that your income rising does not automatically mean your wealth is rising.
Here is the part that genuinely shocked both of us when we finally looked at it clearly. Our problem was not what we were spending, it was the order we were doing things.
We ran the numbers on what would have happened if we had automated just $2,000 a month into savings and investments from the moment we hit $200,000 combined income together.
Over 3 years, at a conservative 7% annual return, that $2,000 a month would have grown to approximately $81,400. We had about $4,200 saved after 3 years at that income.
The gap between $81,400 and $4,200 is not a discipline gap. It is an order of operations gap. We were doing the exact same behaviors in the wrong sequence every single month.
Nobody told us that wealthy people do not save more because they earn more. They save first and then live on whatever is left. The sequence is completely the opposite of what we did.
We also discovered something called the savings rate illusion. Most financial advice targets a savings rate percentage, but at higher incomes, a low percentage still feels like a lot of money nominally.
We were saving around 3% of our gross income, and it felt like real money because 3% of $200,000 is $6,000. But that is a poverty-level savings rate at our income.
The standard recommendation at our income bracket to retire with any kind of security before age 65 is a minimum savings rate of 20%. We were at 3. We thought we were fine.
So here is what we actually changed. We did not slash our lifestyle dramatically. We restructured the sequence and cut 2 things that genuinely did not match what we said we valued.
We automated $2,200 a month into savings and investments the day after each paycheck. That money leaves before we can see it, think about it, or find a reason to spend it instead.
We canceled the meal kit service and one of our redundant streaming bundles. That recovered $230 a month. Small number, but it was the principle of actually auditing what we were paying for.
We also had a real conversation about our apartment lease renewal and decided to stay rather than upgrade again. That decision alone preserved $400 a month we would have spent on a nicer place.
8 months after making those changes, we have $19,600 saved and invested. That is more than we had accumulated in the previous 3 years combined at the same income level.
The conflict Ryan and I had at the beginning of this story, whether it was lifestyle or structure, turns out both were partly right, and neither of us had the complete answer alone.
It was lifestyle creep that created the problem, but it was the structural failure to pay ourselves first that made the creep so dangerous and so invisible for so long at once.
If you earn good money and still feel broke, stop auditing your coffee orders. Start auditing your fixed costs, your savings sequence, and the identity stories you have attached to your spending.
If this hit close to home for you, the one thing we want you to do right now is open your bank app and add up every single fixed cost you pay monthly.
Not to shame yourself, just to see the actual total clearly for the first time. Most people genuinely do not know their real fixed cost number, and it is almost always surprising.
Next week, we are going into something even more uncomfortable. The video is called "We Almost Bought a House and Nearly Destroyed Our Finances." And honestly, it is a wilder story than this one.
That one involves a $47,000 mistake, a very confident real estate agent, and me being extremely wrong about something I was completely certain I understood. It's a good one.
I love that she admitted that without me having to say anything. Growth, real financial growth right there. We will see you in that video, and try not to make our mistakes first.